Morning, guys. It's currently April 22nd. It's 5:55 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna break down a couple of charts with you guys real quick. We're gonna go over some pre-earnings, and we also are going to be looking at some headlines that possibly will affect the market for New York session. So we're gonna start off with US 30. I took a L on this yesterday because um, usually sometimes guys when we trade we have the direction right, but we probably just be too early. So on this move here, I was looking at a potential head shoulders and head and shoulders pattern right here, which I was looking for it to fail its neckline, which I got in probably somewhere around here, and it rallied and stopped me out just to just to reverse and go to my direction, which that typically has happened a lot to a lot of us. And two reasons why I took this trade and why I'm okay with losing is because the RSI was going down, as you can see. Even as it was pushing up, the RSI was going down, which I'll mark up real quick for you guys. So from here to here, just look at the top part as you're looking at the RSI. The stock was moving up, but the RSI was going down. So that with the kind of head and shoulders pattern is why I took this trade and why I lost on it, and I was okay with losing because you can even see it on the 5 minute as it was pushing up here, it was going down, and then even at this still rally, it still was going down. So it was just too early on this move, so that happens. But now that we're kind of settling here, what can we see happen with US 30? Some news came out that Trump had increased the ceasefire, and we are in a sensitive, news sensitive market. So what has been pinned with US 30, I said that it was the most bullish in my opinion because we didn't hit all time highs yet. And UNH, which is in the Dow Jones, had a really good earnings, and they wound up popping yesterday. I think like what, $30 or something. Where are they? Yeah, they wound up popping 6%, close to 7% yesterday. Had this massive move yesterday because of earnings. We got some more earnings coming out here today. So if US 30 along with Nvidia and other good stocks that got earnings coming up, if they could continue to push, the US 30 Dow Jones could also continue to rise and maybe hit all-time highs. I still think US 30 got more room to run because of that, because of the fact that it hasn't hit its all-time high yesterday. But it's getting a nice pull. After this nice pullback, it actually held up this level here pretty nicely. So what I think what could happen with US 30 with some good headlines coming out with some good earnings is US 30 look like it could still push up a little bit more because we're still making high lows. So what we could look for is to take out this previous high here. Uh, since holding this support level here, I believe that US 30 still have advantage to push up. As long as we don't break this line here, I believe US 30 can still probably reclaim 49,599. And what I like to do is I like to trade, of course, trend line, supply and demand. But most notably, once we kind of get to all-time high, I trade support and resistance more because after being like elevated so much, there's no supply zones or there's no typically zone trends that you can kind of follow. So I typically resort to support and resistance when we at all time highs. Although we're not quite there with US 30, I'm so adjusted to doing it now with gold, well, with NASDAQ and a couple of individual names that I just been trying to implement them on the other things I trade as well. Gold finally had this breakdown yesterday. If you watched the video yesterday, I spoke about when we typically be elevated for so long and just consolidated, it usually favor the downside, and that's what happened to gold yesterday. We had this massive move down, I think like 2% yesterday we had. And typically it happens because people get tired of holding whatever they're holding with whatever commodity or stock that we have. And we finally had got this push down, especially off this field. We had this massive move down, and we kind of got a retracement to 61, and then we finally got that flush down to this negative 27. And then after that, it kind of rallied. So now what could happen with gold? I mean, again, with the news coming out, people could see this as a buying opportunity, especially because it flushed. But to me, in my opinion, gold did not break this last major low. Now we can say, yeah, gold is typically on this downtrend now, which two things can be true, right? Gold is on a downtrend, but to me, it have not broken this last low here. So I still would be skeptical about just heavily shorting gold. I think it's a buying opportunity. I think gold is still worth buying. But again, it is a lot of selling pressure going on with it. It didn't flush crazy like a lot of people are selling it, but until it break this last low, I'm not overly bearish about gold. I just think it's at a discount, and I still think we can probably favor 5,000, going back to 5,000 for gold. I mean, you got this nice looking pin bar hammer right here. So I do believe this is an established low right now, and I believe this was the last real established low in the bar count. So, of course, if we start off from the low here going upwards, you could say, well, the trend has been broken a few times, and you will be correct saying that. So that's why I said two things can be correct at the same time. Yes, we can be on a, you can say, a downtrend now, and or we could be on a correction after being elevated for since May 23rd. But that's why this is the beauty about trading. It's just different things we could talk about, different things we can see, and we could trade the way we like to trade. So for my opinion, gold just finally got a small correction, and I believe that it could still probably rally back to 5,000. Oil is above 90, which we called out 2 days ago after hitting the low of 79. So it can begin this uptrend as well. But again, we're in a news sensitive market. So, and we're facing tough resistance right here at 92. So could we see gold back under 86? I believe so by the end of this week. Nas is super extended, of course, and we're getting multiple rejections right here. So unless we get up above this all-time high level, 26,725, we could possibly come back down in Nas and start retesting some of these other key levels. The S&P, same thing, all-time highs. Just got to watch the levels once we elevated this high. And because there's no supplies on, so I'll just be watching for any rejections and some bounces off some key levels. USDJPY attempted to break this downtrend here, and now you can see its rejection. The reason why I love trend lines, they do work, but they're not the end all be all. But we got this rejection right here, and we're looking to start to come back down. So maybe a short opportunity, and maybe we can finally break this raise that we just been in. But that's pretty much it with the watch list. Let's real quick. We have nothing for news coming out. Trump did tweet, Iran is collapsing financially. They want the Strait of Hormuz open immediately, starving for cash, losing 500 a day, which is why he extended his ceasefire. Let's go to some headlines real quick. War set to leave Fed as potential major crisis loom. Trump eyes extending shipping waiver to ease oil prices. U.S. stock future rise after U.S. prolongs Iran truce. Then, of course, let's go to earnings. Today's Wednesday. We had Boeing come out already. AT&T, if you care about that. and then a couple of more banks. After today, big news. We're gonna have Tesla, ServiceNow, IBM, and Texas Instruments, which is a chip company. We got Southwest Airline as well coming out, and that's pretty much it. So I do play options as well. I usually do Forex after hours, and then I kind of because with gold don't typically move like heavy at 8:30 when New York opens. So I typically switch over to options and I trade on Robinhood and I trade like just the Mag 7. And then when it comes to like US 30, NAS, and SPY, I trade those strictly with Forex. Cause I like to do both. I like to actually go about my day as far as when I typically get too much into Forex. I like want to trade it 24/7. But with options, it's New York and then it's done and you can go and enjoy your day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this watch list. Please tap in tomorrow as we got some more earnings coming out and we got some more headlines. It's a volatile market right now, so sometimes you can't just risk too much or be too greedy. You got to take what you can, and especially cutting your losses, like I did yesterday. Even if it goes in your favor, and just take the trade and be happy with your outcome. And just remember, man, 24 hours is not enough. That's what we building this community for. Because 24 hours is not enough. You work a job, take care of your kids, you drive home, you feed yourself, and now you left with 2 3 hours to elevate yourself. And that's why we take advantage of each hour, each day here on this channel, on this page. So hope you guys take heed of that, and I hope you make the most of your time and of your day. And good luck on any journey that you're on in life, personally, spiritually.